So today we're going to talk about Ernest Hemingway and The Old Man and the Sea. Um, I don't know what else to say about this aside from it's a really, really good story, and it's almost heartwarming in its message, and it deals with the idea of loneliness, the idea of age, the idea of diminished capacity, and giving it all you can, and what it means to really live, and the coming to terms with our feeble and mortal nature of existence. And Ernest Hemingway is someone that I have not read that much of. This is the first thing I've read by him. Obviously, I know who he is. Obviously, I know a little bit about his story. But, I was pleasantly surprised reading this. I never saw the hype. I never understood it. I never got it until I read this. And I'm like, okay, I can see why he's seen as one of America's greatest writers. But The Old Man and the Sea is an interesting tale because it's not something that's going to really confuse you. It's not something that's extremely difficult. In fact, it's very simple, but this simplicity really adds to its depth. It really adds to its weight because it talks about a universal nature, a universal aspect to life that we all deal with, and it does it through the story of fishing. And I'm not somebody who likes fishing at all. I don't like really killing animals. I hate putting the bait on the fish or the worm on the hook or, taking the fish out of the water and seeing it gasp for air. It's or gasp for oxygen or water through its gills. But that's something I can never quite get on board with. But I still enjoyed the story, and that just shows how good of a story it is that somebody who doesn't like the idea of fishing can enjoy it. And you know, essentially, it's about wisdom, experience, age, and how to deal with the diminishing of capacity. And the story follows a old man who basically hasn't had success in 85 days finding a fish, and there's this young boy who hasn't given up on him, but everyone else seemingly has. He no longer fishes with the old man because his parents don't let him, and essentially people look at this guy weird, and they don't see what he sees. They don't see that he still has it. They feel like he isn't capable of doing the things that he was able to do, and he goes out into the ocean. He kind of shows his experience, he shows his wisdom because he reads the signs of the ocean, he reads what the birds are doing and all sorts of things that really help him to hook this great fish. And, he hooks this fish. He doesn't know how big it is until he finally sees it, and it's huge. And, the story kind of goes as his experience catching the fish, the things that he has to do, the physical trials that he has to go under. And once he catches the fish, it's not over because he has to get back to shore with it without it being attacked by the sharks. And, the rest of the book is filled with him fighting the sharks and ultimately losing to the sharks and returning back with the fish. But the fish has been greatly harmed by the sharks. There's really none of it left. He can't sell it for its meat, but people see the skeleton of it and they see how big the fish was, and they respect him. And he becomes a legend, and it's almost like a Pyrrhic victory. It's almost like he went out there and showed that he could still do it. He didn't get the material benefit from it, but he got the spiritual victory. And it's really, really a great story. Me summarizing it, me spoiling it, I don't think it really does it justice. I think in fact, it's just going to make you want to read it more because you're going to have one of the greatest authors of all time explaining this idea, explaining the idea of mortality and what it means to be a human being, what it means to come to grips with old age, and what it means to live your life and live it to the fullest. Because there's several points in this book where the old man is going, you know what? I don't care if I die. I'm going to go out doing what I wanted to do. I'm going to show everybody. I'm going to show the whole world. I'm going to show myself that I could do it. And that's such a powerful statement to make. And that's such a powerful statement, especially in this modern day and age where it feels like people have that failure to launch. People have that inability to take action. And they almost watch their lives from the sidelines. Whereas this old man is giving it all he can. And in spite of great odds, he gets it done. He does what he meant to do. He set out to do something, and he did it. And he did it through sheer willpower alone. And it's a tremendous story about the triumph of the human spirit. And it's really just a short, great book that you can pick up, finish in a day, and have a whole lot of fun reading. And just I feel like this is one of those books that's going to stick with me for a very long time, and it's something that I'm going to definitely come back to because there's just so much depth to it. It's so simple yet so complex, and those are the best kind of stories. The stories that can carry the universal, that speak to an aspect of humanity that we all kind of understand, and do it through such a simplistic story that you could read at 12 years old and you could read at 80 years old and you'll still get the same message from it, that when you set your mind to something, you can do it. And regardless of your physical attributes, there is something you can do. Regardless of what other people say, you can do things. And yeah, it's a great, hopeful, optimistic story. It's a great feeling reading these kinds of books instead of the normal doom and gloom that I normally read. I can't wait to read more stuff by Hemingway. I think I have A Farewell to Arms somewhere on my desk. I think that's the book I have by him, but it's just been sitting on my desk, staring at me. I haven't picked it up yet, but I'm certainly going to read something else by Hemingway in the near future because I enjoyed this book so much. So, with that said, yeah, great book. Loved it. Thank you guys for all the support recently. It's been crazy. I don't know what else to say aside from thank you. And yeah, hopefully you guys picked this one up. This was a fun one. This was a quick one. And this is certainly something that I think everybody should say they have read at least some point in their life. So yeah, peace out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love you guys.